Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit carsplusguam.com for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Don't expect money from ARPA in your pocketbook anytime soon. We honor those who paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect our freedom. And investigations underway to determine the cause of a fuel leak at the SNF in Barrigada Heights.
Half a day, everyone. Guahusi Isaiah. Again, you're watching Primetime. Topping the news tonight, struggling families and businesses will have to wait almost 2 months before they'll see a penny from the President's American Rescue Plan funds. Sabrina Salas-Matsanani reports.
More than $600 million delivered to Guam, just waiting to be released into the people's pocketbooks. Governor Lilian Guerrero holds the purse strings.
I want to make sure when we do announce it and we do provide our investment plan that it's something that is good information.
It was on May 11th, the U.S. Treasury issued its interim final rule on how to spend ARPA funds. Although the provisions in the interim final rule were effective May 17th, the Treasury is accepting public comments until July 16th.
We are reading the guidance. I've read the guidance. I'm hoping it's not going to be a lot of big changes. I don't think so, but there were questions that were raised by other governors, and so I think they're trying to address that.
The governor has not yet submitted a proposal on how she plans to spend the money, but recently announced the expansion of the RISE Act to the All Rise Act, which now includes GovGuam employees and retirees to receive assistance. The original program capped funding at $30 million, but even with her expansion to include all eligible taxpayers, the governor doesn't plan to increase funding, but keep it at the current level.
I'm following the law, sure. The expansion of the law is just to include the retirees and the government employees. I followed the law as it's mandated, which is $40,000 and $80,000 income level eligibility. So, and it's an application process. I want the people to know it's not an automatic process. They do have to apply. And so that's all stated in the mandate.
The Guam legislature will hold a public hearing on their spending plan for American Rescue Plan funds, or Resolution 93. More than $600 million has been given to Guam for spending at the governor's discretion. Instead of waiting for the island chief executive to present her plan, lawmakers submitted their priorities for the expenditures of the funds. Speaker Tariq Sarlahi says they want to give the people the opportunity to provide their input and suggestions.
We'll take everything that they give us. It will be, permanized in a record, available for all senators, available for the agencies that are actually implementing these plans, and available for the governor for consideration in her plan. And, whenever we get her plan, I'm sure that all plans can be made even better with more input. So for me, the more, the better. And so that's the goal.
The governor has not presented an official spending plan, but has already indicated she plans to provide $300 million for a new medical facility. The public hearing on Resolution 93 is this Friday at 11 a.m. Residents can either attend in person at the legislature or online. The president's fiscal year 2022 budget contains key provisions that bring parity to territories like Guam. The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration lauds the Biden budget for its proposals to eliminate the Medicaid funding caps for territories and aligns matching rates with those for states. The budget plan also moves toward parity in other critical programs such as Supplemental Security Income, or SSI. The president's fiscal year 2022 budget comes with a $6 trillion price tag. The Department of Defense also rolled out its fiscal year 2022 budget over the weekend. The budget prioritized the threat from China and provides funding to begin plans for Indo-PACOM specific deterrence initiative. According to the fiscal year 2022 budget, DoD plans to invest over $66 billion in the Indo-Pacific region. A part of the spending plan includes funding to the Missile Defense Agency for the defense of Guam. Missile Defense Agency Director Navy Vice Admiral John Hill.
For Guam, a defense of Guam capability, and what's sort of the timeline? It looks like you're investing $100 million in that, but if you could give a little bit more detail on what the architecture may be looking like, or how you're going to for this or something.
Yeah, well, we're not really positioned to do that yet. So you referred a little bit to what's in the Indo-PACOM Pacific Defense Initiative. So there's that, and the request from Indo-PACOM. But right now we're in the middle of doing that architecture analysis with the CAPE and with the Joint Staff and others to make sure that we have the options on the table so that we can make use of the resources that we have to give the best defense possible for Guam. And so we're working through that now. And part of that, the real focus on those dollars in the 22 budget are to do things like spectrum analysis in the area, because we know we need the sensing capability. We know that we have varying topology there across the island. So how would you place those sensors? Where would the fire control systems go? Where would the weapons go? So there's work there, and there's likely some long lead material items that we would want to procure. But we're keeping that option space open now within the department until we come through all of those trades.
The PDI calls for an Aegis Ashore system to be positioned on island, which provides a 360-degree shield of defense against threats from China. If you see increased military activity in Upper Harbor this week, don't be alarmed. The Navy announces that it will be conducting an anti-terrorism force protection exercise called Citadel Protect 2021. The training starts tomorrow and runs through June 10th. The training involves various scenarios that replicate real-world events and is designed to enhance the readiness of Navy security forces to respond to threats to installations and units. Aside from Upper Harbor, the training will also take place on the Naval Base and Polaris Point. While discussions are ongoing about the Air V&V program, a crew from CBS News in Japan flew into Guam to join the vaccination.
It's been a long time coming for this CBS News crew.
Yeah, we've been trying to get vaccinated for months. This is something has been long sought.
Fresh out of 6 days in quarantine, it was straight to the UOG Cabo Fieldhouse to get vaccinated.
I feel a little bit off, but nothing tragic. It's okay.
Tokyo correspondent Lucy Kraft and her colleagues flew in just to receive the one-and-done Johnson & Johnson vaccine administered by Governor Lulian Guerrero on Saturday. As opposed to flying to the mainland, Kraft says was their best shot at getting immunized against COVID.
I was thinking about going to Texas, where my son is, and getting the two-shot Moderna or Pfizer. And it's a long trip, and there's more risk involved. And then the other members of my staff were thinking about, where can we go to get it all done at one fell swoop. And so that's how we eventually settled on Guam.
The decision for the CBS Tokyo Bureau team to get vaccinated here comes on the heels of the Guam Visitors Bureau's plan to implement its Air V&V program, which would allow American expats to travel here to join the vaccination. A meeting between GVB and the governor was held late last week.
I don't think it's going to impact Guam in any negative way. I think it's going to be positive for us. Positive in the sense that we would have a good, PR for those countries that those expats are. And again, it's our way and our culture of helping people.
The governor is hoping to see the Air V&V program implemented in the next 2 to 4 weeks. As for this crew from CBS, they're just glad to get the shot here where America's vaccination day begins.
You guys are pros. It was very, very well handled.
Palau has confirmed its first ever case of COVID. It was a traveler who arrived to Palau on May 9th from a flight from Guam. The individual tested negative several times before and after arriving in Palau. The traveler was asymptomatic and tested 21 days after arrival. During a press conference, the Palau Ministry of Health described the case as a historical or past infection. Case of COVID and is a low risk for infectious. CDC's Dr. Thane Hancock spoke during the conference from Pohnpei, acknowledging Palau's quick detection and containment of the case.
I think as we step back, know that CDC is always here to support the nation of Palau as you guys move forward through this pandemic, as we've been with you from the beginning. But really, Palau and the entire community of Palau has really taken great steps to be prepared for this moment with the immunization coverage that where you're leading the world in your immunization coverage, and that really is what's going to protect Palau. And I think the term that has been used is COVID safe, going from COVID free to COVID safe. And all of us, really are so impressed and really feel that Palau is ready for this kind of challenge. But again, as the case goes, as I think Dr. Yano explained, it does seem like the case is not perhaps an extremely infectious case, but do recognize the ministry's appropriate response to it out of abundance of caution.
According to the president of Palau, at least 97% of the adult population in Palau has been vaccinated. Meanwhile, residents in Palau are urged to remain calm and not to panic. The traveler was isolated and contact tracing and monitoring is underway. So to come on your news leader, a closer look at what's being done to retain our law enforcement officers leaving Gov Guam for better pay. That and more on the way. Keep it here.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Hey, Jack, I heard your chicken.
Who told you that? It was Jimmy, wasn't it?
No, I heard your chicken comes with classic and spicy in the same box, so I don't have to choose.
Ah, yes. Best of both worlds. My 50-50 popcorn chicken, only at Jack in the Box.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific. And that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
There will come a time when people talk about how Hyundai makes the best car on the road. Now seems about right. The technologically advanced Hyundai Elantra is the 2021 North American Car of the Year.
While we've all been through a lot over the years,
typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19,
we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years, Travel's Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
and the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
Bun, mayo, chicken pickle, bun.
Bun, pickle,
blasphemy!
No bun. The Naked Chicken Chalupa, only at Taco Bell.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. Despite today's rainy weather, the annual Memorial Day service was held at the PD Veterans Cemetery this morning. In her opening remarks, Governor Lulian Guerrero says it is our responsibility to honor our fallen heroes. The Magahaga also said it is our obligation to be there for our veterans and why her administration continues to be an advocate to improve services.
It is why the new hospital will include a veterans wing to treat and care for those who sacrificed so much. They protected our freedom, and now it is our turn to protect them by ensuring they receive the assistance and health care they need.
She wrapped up her remarks thanking all the men and women in the armed forces. Modernizing records at the Guam Veterans Affairs Office may soon become a reality. VA Director Tim Uggins says they should be getting the agreement with the Utah Office of Veterans Affairs signed by Wednesday. Although not specific, Uggins adds one paragraph of the contract needs to be fixed in order to ensure both offices are covered. As we reported, the Utah VA office volunteered to help digitize the local Guam VA's records management system. The Guam Environmental Protection Agency will be reviewing the reports to determine whether they will investigate a fuel leak that occurred Sunday night at the skilled nursing facility. Units from the Guam Fire Department responded to the Barragata facility after a report was made at around 10:30 last night. The spill was contained at around 12:30 this morning. According to GMH, the leak was traced back to a 50-gallon-day tank in the emergency room generator room. This is the first time a spill has occurred. The cause is under investigation. No one was injured. In other news, Guam EPA issued two notices of violation to two separate companies working on the same project. JT Pacific Development and Primo's Heavy Equipment were both cited for violations of the Water Pollution Control Act and the Guam Water Quality Act. Guam EPA inspectors the project site in Manilao.
The earth-moving activities were not being done with a permit. They also observed that there were no best management practices, BMPs for short, that were installed on the project site to ensure that if in the events of rain events, there's no guarantee that the stormwater runoff from that project site is going to be properly managed, and that's a big issue because you now run the risk of having sediment. Anything that was in that soil will eventually make its way into the storm drains, and you could compromise water quality standards, obviously, with that.
A stop work order was issued by the agency, but two subsequent visits by GEPA found the companies ignored those stop work orders. Both companies are facing hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. It remains to be seen if the NOVs will be appealed. KUAM's Adriana Cotero shines light on something that has been a problem for years: local law enforcement agencies losing officers to better pay and retirement benefits.
In the past 2 weeks, Chief of Police Steve Ignacio says he has signed off on at least 7 resignations.
7 people is one entire shift at one of the precincts. That's what we call 115. 1 supervisor, 1 dispatch officer, and 5 patrol officers.
And this was not something shocking for Ignacio to report, as he says it's a frequent occurrence with many officers leaving for better pay and better retirement benefits. According to Ignacio, officers often transfer into the federal field, as he lost 6 officers last year to Navy police, and about 6 more officers were lost to Customs and Border Protection over the past 2 years.
I think the most common reason is better pay.
Right.
But what do you expect when you're only paying a police officer $11 an hour? When he comes in as a recruit, $11 to put on a whole bunch of equipment and go out there and risk his life and not know if he's going to get shot at or he's going to have to draw his gun and shoot at somebody.
Facing the same challenge for several years now is Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency Customs Director Ike Pareto.
One of the biggest concern is that, of course, we have our counterparts here in Guam that is also handling the port of entry up at the airport, and that's CBP. And so a lot of our officers that have really moved on have transferred to the federal side. Just to give an example, last week I just lost 2 officers. One is going to the federal probation, and the other one is going to CBP.
Senator James Moylan has introduced legislation in the past and present to find better ways to retain officers and discovered 3 areas of concerns for peace officers amongst 14 GovGuam agencies.
3 issues of concerns came about. First is recruitment. Second is hiring. And finally, we have retention. And our understanding is with these 3 problems to be solved, we will be able to improve the public safety of our residents and visitors.
And recently, during a public hearing for his Bill 34-36, or the PARI Act, a wage compensation study was mentioned that was conducted for law enforcement agencies by Dr. Richard Hayes. The study showed that there are extreme pay disparities between the GovGuam agencies.
Port Authority of Guam, a security guard earns $14.15. But they're not even peace officers, they're security guards. But yet the Department of GPD, our Guam Police Department, $11.87. Our Guam Customs, $11.87. Guam Airport Authority, likewise. There's discrepancies within our own agencies.
Moylan's measure, the PARI Act, would allow the Post Commission the ability to create their own tier schedule and unified pay scale. He says the willingness is there and it's time to give the Post Commission support to get this done.
We've had how many studies for these Hay study groups? It cost the government of Guam $500,000 to get these studies done. They adjust the pay scales in these different agencies, but this is the end result that we have, right? It didn't work, right? We know how to solve the problem within ourselves. And I think with the Post Commission, their expertise, we'll be able to do that. We can have some other study look at it too, eventually down the line. But in the meantime, we can take action today.
Senator Moylan is hoping to get the measure on the session floor by June. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
The Guam Fire Department has stood down a pair of its COVID transport units that were created during the height of the island's second surge of the virus. Fire Chief Dan Stone says although they continue to hold the line, the preventative efforts of the community has allowed GFD to pull back.
With the continued vaccination efforts, and as we get closer and closer to achieving hopefully herd immunity, we've seen those numbers come down. So we have been able to take two of the three transport units offline, and maintaining the one, and then redeploying the staff back out to the respective fire stations.
The three COVID transport units were stood up at the PD, Zonia, and Istanbul fire stations. Birthday shoutouts are still to come, but up next, Dave Delgado with your highlights from the weekend in sports. Keep it here.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered.
With Prism Home Wi-Fi, I'm not just getting smart Wi-Fi that adapts and delivers consistent speeds that cater to my lifestyle needs.
I'm getting peace of mind with real-time online security that monitors every device on my network. Parental controls with the ability to filter age-appropriate content for my child. And with HomePass, I have full control over my network and so much more. Experience Wi-Fi and beyond with Prism Home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume HomePass from GTA.
It's gonna look a little different in here. Your favorite spot might not be exactly where it used to be. Being next in line might feel a little less like next in line. And our smiles might come with a little extra shine. But McDonald's is ready to take your order as safely as we can.
We get it. Living to the fullest is tough during COVID-19. You don't need to do it alone, and everyone needs a hand right now. We are here. Feeling overwhelmed? Call 647-8833 and let's talk. Mangagihem is a project of Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
We're one of 8 U.S. regional fishery councils established under the Magnuson-Stevens Act. The council uses the best available science and local knowledge to develop fishery management plans for over 1.7 million square miles of our productive Pacific waters.
We worked with local scientists and managers to develop an app that captures detailed fishery data.
Accurate catch data from the fishing community are needed to sustain fish populations.
Take a proactive role in fishery management.
The power of data is in our hands.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. I'm here with JJ Ambrose, owner of Steel Athletics here in Tamuny, and we're talking about the Murph WAD.
Yeah, so today is just one of those days. All around the world on Memorial Day, all the CrossFit gyms get together and they do the Murph WOD. It's 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats, and then another mile run. If you have a weight vest and are able to, you wear it. 20 pounds for the guys, 14 for the girls. Yeah, so originally it was dedicated to a Navy SEAL, Michael Murphy, Lieutenant Michael Murphy. And it's just one of those days that, not only do we go to the park and we put a flag in the ground to get together and memorialize fallen soldiers. So, it's a really hard workout, and the whole time you're thinking about all the stuff that our soldiers go through in foreign wars, day in and day out, especially on this island. There's so many military families. It's just like we're surrounded by it.
JJ and I together have been doing this for the past maybe 10 years. We have a lot of military members of the gym, and it's such an honor to have them in the gym and hear their stories and where they come from. And on this one day doing the Murph and put ourselves in just a little bit of what they do every time they go out there and fight for our country, it's the least we could do for that.
I've been in the Air Force for about 5 years, and I've done the Murph in San Antonio, Little Rock, Kuwait, and then now here. So every year for the 5 years I've been in the Air Force, and it's just to remember the men and women that have died on the line of duty. And just like this workout Murph, Lieutenant Murphy, it's sad to see them go out, and so we put this token of appreciation in this workout.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
It only gets better with more. Customize and save with the fastest internet speeds in the Marianas by adding mobile, phone, and TV to your bundle with Business Bundles Plus. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Here is the perfect chicken finger. 4 of them, actually. They're hand battered. They're cooked to order. And made with love. Raising Cane's chicken fingers will make you say, "Oh yeah." Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
And before we close out the news tonight, here's your latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday to Ariana Balletto. Happy birthday, Ariana, and your family and friends say they love you. Also, we got some weekend belated birthdays to get to. Born on May the 29th, Marcus celebrates birthday number 8. We're proud of you and send love and prayers for a blessed and awesome day and a bright and safe future. You are our smart and strong linebacker. Lots of love. Grandma Reed, Papa Major, your favorite aunties on Guam, Texas, and Cali, and your familia. Zoa Zane Pareto, happy birthday to you, coming from Nina Lani. John Anthony, happy birthday number 4. May the Lord bless you, my son, and have a great day and awesome time. Love your family. And born on Sunday, May 30th, William Pareto Jr., happy birthday to Will, coming from Sister Lani and the family. Erica Salas Pena, happy birthday to you, and we hope you enjoyed your special day. May all your birthday wishes come true. Love your family and friends. Happy birthday number 19 to Bridget Nicole Matagolay. Happy birthday, Auntie B, from Aunt Claire and Nino. We love you. And happy birthday number 13 to Josephine Maria Kiritai. Jojo, our smart, clever, meanie procrastinator, quick with all the answers girl. We wish you good health and many more wonderful years as you journey into teenhood. We love you always. Say Grandma and Jules, Mom, Frankie, Avery, Bubs, Uncle Art, Auntie Nay, and your entire familia.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. Good night and stay safe.